Welcome to Chapter 2, Part 3 of Web Design. In this chat part, we are going to learn how to put in the sections of our website. So we are going to do Flag E, and we're going to locate our Chapter 2 folder under Web Design 1. And then once we find our My First Web Page, we're going to double click on it, and then we're going to select index.html, right click, and then we're going to edit that with Notepad++. In the first two chapters, we went and we put in our comments. We added our link for our shortcut to the browser tab, and we added in all of our metadata tags, followed by our Google font links. Now we need to get into the body tag. We're going to scroll down, and please do this activity with me as you go through. We need to start setting up our sections for our website. So on line 27, I'm going to go to the end, put my cursor at the end, hit enter the first time, 2 times, and I'm going to set up my header. My header actually sets up my masthead on my website. So don't confuse the word header with the head tag or the heading tag. I'm going to put a couple spaces in there, and then I'm going to triple click on my H1 tag, and I'm going to cut that, get rid of the extra spacing. And then I'm going to put between the head opening and closing header tag, I'm going to Control V, and now I have my head section in there, and that's what I want. So now I have my header set up, and if I save and I go and run this, you're not going to see any difference on the website because all you're doing is setting up sections. Right, so we've got our header set up, and now we're going to set up our nav bar for our navigational pane. So we're going to do nav, we're going to have our opening and closing, hit enter about 4 times. And then we have to begin to set up our navigational pane for our internal pages that are inside our website. To do this, we're going to use the unordered list container tag. That means the unordered list is a tag that houses other HTML tags inside it. So we're going to hit the tab key, and we're going to put in our opening and closing unordered list, which is the UL. This is a paired tag. We're going to hit the enter key about 3 or 4 times. Then we're going to put our cursor on the line following the UL, and that, for me, that's line 38. I'm going to hit my tab key, and I'm going to put in my LI tag. This is the line tag. What the line tag does is identify specific pages within your website. So we know that we have a home page. So we're going to type in home. That will be our very first page. We're going to hit enter, and then we're going to put another line tag in. And right now, since we don't really have a theme for this website, we're just going to type in first page. That would be the first page within our website. And then we're going to hit the enter key and type in LI, and we'll put in second page. Eventually, these will have titles. And then we're going to put in a third page. And then we'll add one more. And then I am going to backspace this out. So now I have my unordered list set up between my opening nav and my closing nav. Now I'm going to save this, and I'm going to run it. And again, you're not going to see anything different. You're going to see your nav with your unordered list here. So it's in its own section. Let's go back. The next thing we're going to set up after the closing nav, we're going to hit enter twice, and we're going to set up our section. So once I have my opening and closing section in, I'm going to scroll down and I'm going to select all of my text. And I'm going to cut it. And between my section tag, I'm going to paste it. So now all of my paragraphs are now inside my section tag. And I'm going to get rid of the excessive spacing. I'm going to save it. And then we're going to run it. And again, you're not going to see much difference in the fact that we've added a section because we have not identified that yet. The last thing we're going to do is we're going to add our footer. And the footer houses just like specific information such as who designed the website, when it was last updated, the copyright. So we are going to put in a paragraph tag. Let's take care of that right away. And there we go. And we're going to go in there with it. Oops, sorry, let me try this again. We're going to put in our paragraph tag and we're going to use the style tag, which is our inline CSS. And we're going to do text line colon then center, because we really want the footer to be centered on the page. Then we're going to type in our copyright. So if you have your chapter 2 Excel or HTML code, you should have those out. Our copyright is the amber sign followed by copy and a semicolon, and then we're going to put 2018. To separate the copyright from the next section we're putting in, we're going to put in a bar. That's that straight up and down line. To get that, you would hit your shift key, and then right above the enter key on the right side, you're going to see the backwards slash and then a little straight bar. You want that bar. Then we're going to type in website designed by, and then you can put your name in. Then we're going to put a bar in. Then we're going to put in our last update, and the last update is an important part of file management or file maintenance. Every time you go into your website and you make changes, you need to actually put in your update. So I'm going to put 9/17/18. I'm going to put in my bar again as a separation. And I'm going to type in all rights reserved because I want my web page rights to be reserved by myself. And then we're going to put another bar in. And then we're going to type in contact us. You can put more information in there. You can add the address, the telephone number, whatever it is that you want in your footer is up to you. So usually it's a discussion that you have with the owner of the business if you are designing the website. So let's go ahead and save this, and we're going to run it. And you're going to see at the bottom now, when we scroll down, we now have our footer. Now, we don't really want the footer to be this large, so we're going to go in and in our page, in our paragraph tag, after the center, we're going to do a semicolon, and then we're going to type in font dash size, and we're going to do maybe 1 EM. Let's see how that looks. And we're going to save it. We really don't want the footer to really stand out on the page. It's kind of a side thing. And so now we have a little bit, well, let's try 0.08. There we go. And we'll save that, and let's run it. Yeah, now that's a little bit too small. Let's try 0.8. That probably is better. save that. Closing tag. Now let's run it and scroll down. Yeah, that's a good size. You notice it's smaller than the text in your website. So we have our sections set up. Now we're going to go in, and in our section tag, actually let's go up here, and in our body tag, we're going to set some margins. So we're going to type in at the end of our font size, let's just type in margin : auto, then a semicolon. And we're going to go ahead and save it and then run it. And what the margin auto does, if you notice it runs from screen to screen. So it really spreads out the website so it fits on the screen. Now we can, if you notice these words are going right up on the screen, we can take those off by simply, after the auto, put in something called padding, padding, and then we'll do a colon. And let's do 25, no, let's do 2 EM and then a semicolon. Remember, all of your values need to have a semicolon at the end. So we're going to save that. And let's go ahead and run this. And now you notice that I've moved my margins off so that it's easier to read. They're not right on top. So the padding is going to add extra white spacing on the sides. All right. So we have learned how to put in our major sections. We have put in our header, which houses the masthead. We've put in our nav bar, which largely puts in our navigational pane for our website pages. We've done our section, and then we added our footer. So now, and then lastly but not least, we have added our margin auto, and margin auto again will run the website from left to right margin and fitting onto the screen. And you can add some padding in there so that it kind of takes it off the sides so it looks a little bit better. That's it. Finish up your website. Make sure that when you run it, you notice that you can identify where your padding's at. So there we go. It's all set to go. That's it. Thanks for watching, and see you next time on web design.